do what is called progressive muscle relaxation for everybody who's just coming in. And this is a very relaxing process. So if you have the space and you'd like to join us in this, lay down on the ground or wherever you have available. And this next one's kind of funny, but we actually store a lot of tension in this area. So we're going to breathe in and you're going to clench your butt cheeks. And then you're going to breathe out and relax them. Breathe in and clench. Breathe out, relax. Breathe in and clench. Breathe out, relax. Next, we're going to pull our stomach into like, suck your stomach in and pull it up, I guess is the best way to say it, and breathe in. And then relax. Again, tighten your stomach up, breathe in. Relax. Now we're going to move on to our arms. And for this one, you're going to make a fist and tense up your right arm. Breathe in. And then breathe out and relax. Breathe in, tense your arm, clench your fist. And now we'll move on to the other side. Breathe in, clench your arm and fist. Relax. For this next move, you're going to breathe in and bring your shoulders up to your ears. Breathe out, relax. Breathe in. This last one's super funny, and then we're done with this portion of everything. So this last one, we are going to breathe in and kind of clench your face and lift your neck up. Breathe out, relax it all. Breathe in. Okay. Now, for this next one, I gotta take my shirt off. I'm starting to get warm. We're going to do some relaxation exercises. The first one we do is cat and cow. And some of the benefits of the stretching too, just so I can go over it with you, is it just helps your flexibility, increases your range of motion, improves your performance in physical activities, increases blood flow to your muscles, improves your posture, and helps to heal and prevent back pain, great for stress relief, can calm your mind, and helps decrease tension headaches. So let's get it started with this one. If you're not familiar with it, you're going to breathe in, lower your back, or lower your stomach, I should say. Breathe out, arch your back. Breathe in. With all of these stretches and things like that we're doing here, I highly encourage you to be really gentle with yourself and not push yourself too much. Move into a half lotus position or lotus position, whatever's comfortable for you. And you're going to put your foot and hand of either, whatever side you want to start with, whatever feels comfortable and natural to you. You're going to flex and kind of crunch and rotate it. And right now, I believe I'm moving counterclockwise. You don't have to go in the same rhythm or anything. And go back the other way. And this is just kind of loosening some things up that we probably don't loosen or play with enough to make us relieve some stress there. We store stress in really weird areas of our body, and we'll do it on the other side too, right? Ironically, this is one of the areas where I store a lot of stress, and these areas are kind of like weak and tender for me very often. All right. Now that we've done that one, the next thing that we do is kind of a neck relaxation exercise. And to start that, we are going to put our heads down and kind of breathe out. And you're going to breathe in through your nose. Slowly lift your head up. Breathe out, bring your head down. Breathe in. And now we're going to move our heads from side to side. You can start on whatever side feels natural to you. And you're going to breathe in. Slowly move your head to the other side. And then breathe out. And then just repeat this a couple more times. Breathe in. And out. And in. And out. Next thing is neck circles. This is one of the ones where you might be want to be extra gentle, especially if you have neck issues, but we're going to start going counterclockwise. And for this, just find a nice, even rhythm with your breath, whatever feels natural. And when you get back to where you started, just go the other way now. And again, gentle. And we'll do one more circle. This next one is probably one of the weirder stretches that we're going to do, but it's also probably one of the ones that we need to do more. It is an eye stretch. And for this, you're going to start by looking up and breathing in. And then you're going to slowly move your eyes down and breathe out. I would suggest you do it with your eyes closed. I'm just doing it with my eyes open to show you. But breathe in. And breathe out, look down. We'll do one more. Breathe in, look up. Breathe out, look down. And now we'll do left to right with our eyes as well. So start on whatever side feels comfortable and natural to you. And then breathe in. And out. And in. And out. And in. And out. And for the last eye movement thing that we're going to do, this is eye circles, and you're going to start again at the top. And you're going to just find a nice rhythm with your breath and slowly move around in a counterclockwise motion to start. And when you come back to the beginning, just go the other way. And one of the cool things about doing this in this setting is I can't judge you because I can't see what you're doing. So you're not supposed to judge yourself doing this anyhow. I say that in jest. Honestly, this is all about kind of kindness and self-love. I almost skipped a move here, and this is one of the most important ones. So for the next move, this is another one of the peculiar ones. You're going to want to stretch out at first, and this is kind of the more normal part, right? Like a hamstring or leg stretch. Go as far as what feels comfortable for you. Don't push, don't force. If it hurts, back up. Like, this is supposed to be gentle and mindful attention to kind of your body. And it's a really good way to end one week and begin another. So we'll do that hold it for just a little bit more and find a nice rhythm with your breath. But hold it in a comfortable place. And then when you're ready, you're going to stretch your other leg out. Bring whatever leg you had just stretched out and kind of rest your foot in the crook of your arm like this, and gently rock it back and forth. And like I had mentioned earlier, we store a lot of stress in our butt, as funny as that sounds. And this is, you just kind of slowly rock like this on that area and gently massage it. When I first found out about this, this area was super tender for me. And this is like literally my daily practice. A lot of this routine, there's a couple more things that I do that aren't really suited for this format. But doing this every day for an extended period has really kind of shifted that area for me. All right. And now that we've done that, you can stretch forward to your other leg when you're ready. And again, just be kind of gentle with this side. Give yourself time. I noticed that when I first started doing yoga, I would really push this pose. And I can still fall in that trap. But really, if you're just kind of gentle and breathe in it and sit with it yourself like this, things will loosen up on their own. And that's also a good way to think about your emotions, right? When you're in really prickly emotions, we either try to force ourselves to them or force ourselves away from them very stringently. What you really want to do is just sit and breathe with it to the best of your ability and understand that it will pass. Sit here for a couple more breaths. And the same thing that we did on the other side, just kind of rock a little bit with this. And then we're just going to fall down and kind of work this side out. And if anything's too tender or whatever, just try to be more gentle with it. But the tenderness is also a sign that there's probably some work that needs to be done there. So find your own comfort zone with it. Don't ignore it, but don't overemphasize its importance. And with that, bring your feet together in front of you like this. This is butterfly pose. This is one of the more kind of free ones where you just find a nice little rhythm of moving your hips or moving your legs, I guess. I don't know the better way to say it. This might shock you, but I am not a yoga teacher, obviously. Yeah, I just find like a good motion with it. And now we're actually going to stand up. And this last part here of these warm-up stretches is what's called hip circles. Please forgive my shin high socks too. It's not a fashion statement. It's just how they ended up. And then we'll go back to the other side. And we are going to move into the Tai Chi portion of this. So I'm going to do one of these moves by myself to start off each time. Just follow suit. And I'm going to try not to say what side I'm starting off of. Just do what side feels natural, because we're going to do the other side. And it's easier for me that way than trying to track the mirroring of this so you see it correctly, right? So you're going to have one of your feet forward, one of your feet back like this. You're going to rock forward, breathe out. Keep your hands flat. You're going to open them up. You're going to rock back and point your toes up. Breathe in, right? So now you can join me. Breathe out. The thing with Tai Chi too, or Qigong, however you want to call it, they're two different things. One's healing, one's a martial art, but they're both focused on movement of energy. And this one, if I'm not mistaken, is called stilling the waters of the heart. So it's kind of calming you down and helping you center. And the one thing I didn't tell you in the last one, when we close out a side, we kind of close out the energy. And this is just grounding the practice that you're doing, right? Now we're going to turn the other way, make our hips wide, put one hand on the bottom and the other one on the top. And you're going to slowly pivot to the other side. And when you get to the other side, you're going to rotate your hands and gradually move back. And for this, just kind of a slow, steady, mindful breath. There's not necessarily a direct breathing pattern you need to follow. Just kind of what feels natural. The real importance of this movement is staying slow and steady. We'll do one more pass. And then back the other way. And then close it out. We're going to go this way again, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. You're going to take your hands like this and make a ball of energy. And the more you do this, the more you will sincerely feel this ball of energy in your hands. And you're going to rock forward, breathe out. Rock back, toes up, breathe in. Then you're going to close it out. We'll do it on the other side. So again, ball of energy, rock forward, breathe out. Rock back, breathe in, toes up. Close it out. We're going to go back to the other side. There's two more ball motions, or two more series of ball motions that we're going to do. And this one, you start with the ball up top. And watch me on this one, and then follow me on the next one. You're going to breathe out, break the ball toes up, breathe in. For whatever reason, when I'm talking, sometimes it's hard to find the right rhythm. I don't know what it is. There we go. We'll do one more. But you really want to be kind of breathing in when you're forming the energy ball and breathing out when you're breaking it is the general principle here. And it may take you a little bit of time to get used to the breathing. Like, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. I've been doing the same series of motions for like 3 or 4 years now, on and off. Next one, ball of energy down at your knee. Oh, there's somebody else wanting to come in. Let me add them. All right. So you're going to start with the ball of energy down at your knee. And you're going to breathe in, bring it up. Breathe out, kind of release it. Breathe in, toes up. We'll close that one out. And if you notice, you're probably getting a little bit warmer. Maybe it's just my apartment. That's a good thing. That's actually also your body kind of cooling down and releasing a lot of feel-good chemicals as a result of you creating the time to do this. And we'll do one more. Close it out. For whatever reason, I always lie about the ball pose too. There's one more that we have to do. You're going to take the wide-legged stance like this, right hand on bottom, or I'm sorry, one hand on bottom, other hand on top, whatever feels appropriate to you. And you're going to slowly move to the other side and just find a nice rhythm with your breath. And when you get there, roll your hands over, kind of just like you're moving your hands on a ball of energy. And then go back. And back again. Do it one more time. And then close it out. All right. So we have a couple more movements here, then we're actually going to get into the meditation portion of it. So hang in there. And we're going to put our hands up like this, one foot forward, other foot back, and you're going to push forward and breathe out, pull back and breathe in. One of the things that I would say too is when the breathing becomes natural for you, and it might not be this time or the next time, might take a while, but when it does, you can kind of start setting intention behind it. So when you're breathing out, you're pushing away maybe challenging, uncomfortable things that you need to release. And when you pull back, you're kind of bringing in fresh energy. Let's look at it this way. Not things you need to release, letting go of stagnant, stale energy. Pulling back, breathing in, warmth, vitality, those kind of things, right? Then we're going to put one of your feet back, whichever one feels comfortable, other one forward. And the same hand, put the same hand forward as the same side of the foot. I don't know if I'm explaining that right. You'll get it. You're looking at me. Come on now. You're going to breathe in, lift your toes up. I did that. Okay, let's try this again. Breathe in and out. There we go. Breathe in. And I close it out. One of the reasons that I like to do this before meditation is the fact that it helps you meditate more easily, because this really kind of clears your energy, and it also helps you let go of any challenging or difficult emotions that you might be sitting with. And a lot of us might fall into the mindset that we're not necessarily good at meditation, and that we're meditating wrong. But like anything else, it's a matter of setting yourself up for success. And actually, a lady who I went to a local ashram with kind of taught me that concept, that we work on our emotions, we do the physical stuff, and then meditation comes somewhat easier. So this whole process should make all of this stuff easier for you. This is our last Tai Chi move before the meditation. It is called cloud hands. You're going to put one hand down flat like this, one hand in front of your face. The hand that's in front of your face should be the direction that you're about to move. And just kind of find a nice, slow, steady rhythm with your breath here. And this movement in particular was explained to me as kind of really resetting and clearing your energy field. And when you do this very slowly and you're kind of perceptive of the environment around you, you can really feel a shift here. And we'll close that out. Okay, and before we sit down, we're just going to kind of bring our hands down in prayer like this and just honor each other for honoring ourselves, right? And for the meditation, I do want to go over a couple different things about meditation before I get started. So meditation itself helps reduce stress, controls anxiety, promotes emotional health, enhances self-awareness, lengthens attention span, reduces age-related memory loss, can generate kindness, may help fight addictions, improve sleep, helps control pain, can decrease blood pressure. It's accessible anywhere. Literally, you can meditate anywhere, especially if you let go of this horrible Western concept that it's about clearing your mind. And it promotes brain plasticity. Brain plasticity is the concept that you can kind of rewire how your brain functions, and adapt and overcome things that you might have struggled with for a long time. And I've certainly used meditation in those capacities. One other thing is we're going to do a small meta meditation in this, and meta meditation in particular promotes self-compassion. It also decreases stress and anxiety, reduces physical pain, improves longevity, and it enhances social connection. Meta meditation, in simpler terms too, is more so this concept of loving kindness, like radiating that out towards other people. And it's kind of like tuning into compassion and understanding for people that you might have challenges with, and trying to see their side of things and some of their struggles and humanizing them. Because one of our conditions, I shouldn't say conditions, one of the things we might fall into or mental traps is dehumanizing other people, and not understanding that they also have struggles, right? So it's incredibly important. And with that said, just sit here for a second now. Close your eyes. And just find like a nice rhythm with your breath, whatever feels comfortable and natural for now. And one of the things that I want to ask you to do is on your next in-breath, focus on how cool the air is coming into your nostrils. And when you breathe out, focus on how warm it is coming out. And another one in. and out. And now we're going to do a body scan. I'm going to tell you a body part. You're just going to bring it to awareness. You're not going to focus on it. And then we're just going to move on. We'll go through the body parts pretty quick. Don't stress, don't worry about it. You're going to be fine. And we always start with the right hand side. So right hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, little finger, palm, wrist, forearm, bicep, armpit, side, hip, thigh, kneecap, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, little toe, the whole right side of the body, left hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm, wrist, forearm, bicep, armpit, side, hip, thigh, kneecap, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, little toe, whole left side of the body, right butt cheek, left butt cheek, lower back, middle back, upper back, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, neck, back of the head, top of the head, forehead, right eye, left eye, nose, right cheek, left cheek, jaw, chin, neck, right collarbone, left collarbone, heart, upper abdomen, lower abdomen, the whole body. The whole body is relaxed. Now, sit here for a second, and I want you to visualize yourself sitting in the room, but as if you were looking at yourself. So picture yourself standing on the other side of the room looking at you sitting as you are now. And it may feel disorienting and it may not come to you easily. Don't worry about it. It's not important. Just kind of feel the room around you. Listen to any sounds that might be going on in your background. And don't follow them, just hear them. Bring them to awareness. And then we're going to take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, I want you to picture yourself elevating up out of the room that you're in and looking down on the roof of the building or wherever you're located right now. And we are going to take another deep breath in through our nose. When we exhale this time, we're going to picture ourselves levitating and rising up above the state that we're in. Or wherever you're at in the world, seeing a smaller, larger portion of where you would be located. And we're going to breathe in again through our nose. And out through your mouth. And I want you to picture the country that you're in, levitating above the country that you're in. We're going to breathe in through our nose again. And as you exhale, picture yourself levitating above the world, seeing the blue marble in outer space. You're going to breathe in again through your nose. And breathe out. And picture yourself floating above the Milky Way galaxy. Sit here for a second. And I want you to picture a door. And we're going to wait and see what's behind the door. And just take in the scenery of your door for right now. What does the door look like? And if you were to touch the handle of that door, what does it feel like? Is it warm? Is it cold? And what's the texture of the door? And we're going to take a deep breath in. And you're going to open the door now. And the first thing that I want you to see is a man or woman, or however you need to see it in your mind, two people, let's say, and their hands are together, and wrapped around their arms is a serpent. Take in kind of what color the serpent is, and the serpents are symbols of wisdom. What is the wisdom that these two people are exchanging? And what is the wisdom that you're gaining from what they're sharing? How does this relate to you directly? And I want you to focus a little bit more clearly now. And behind these two people that are holding hands in the serpent is a larger figure. Some might call it a god or a deity or some kind of powerful, benevolent being overseeing this connection or guiding things. And what is the message that this deity is transmitting to you? And really take that in. And the last thing before I kind of reveal some of the wisdom of this card and you begin to turn this into a more introspective process than just visually seeing what comes up for you is think of the term growth. What does growth itself mean to you? And what's kind of growing in you now? And the card for the evening is the Lover's card. Oftentimes, people assume that the Lover's card is romantic relationships or partnerships, when there's a substantially deeper meaning to it than that. On one hand, it's what's called the alchemical wedding, and that is the merging of passive energy and active energy, or receptive energy and creative energy, finding this harmony. And it's also this choice between virtue or vice. And how I'm using virtue in this sense is along the lines of doing what's more challenging because it's right and you find that rewarding, or rather than doing what's easy because it's pleasant in the moment. And in order to really pursue virtue in a meaningful way, oftentimes we have to cultivate this sense of receptivity to what situations are, and then active and creative and dynamic energy to navigate through things. With that in mind, I want you to now think of someone in your life who embodies virtue that you think that really kind of pushes themselves, tries to live up to their highest sense of who they are, despite how difficult or challenging that may be. And that can be somebody that you know personally, somebody that you've seen on TV, something of that nature. And what I want you to do now is just radiate kindness and compassion and empathy and respect for that person. Just kind of let that emanate out of your heart and honoring who that person is, right? And think of how it feels to kind of radiate those feelings towards them. And just sit there for a moment. And it should be a very pleasant feeling to radiate those feelings out. And this next one might be a little bit of a bigger ask. I want you to think of somebody who kind of falls into vice, and whether it's unhealthy eating habits, unhealthy emotional patterns, some area where they're trying to take the easier way out, but they're making life so much harder for themselves and they don't necessarily understand that, or they're trapped in it, right? Sometimes, even if we have the most awareness of things, change isn't necessarily easy, even though we'd like to think that it is. And what I want you to do for that person is radiate the same level of warmth and compassion that you did for the other person who you feel is embodying the highest aspect of virtue that you think. Radiate it for the exact same person who is emanating that feeling of vice. Easier said than done, right? But how does that feel to send them warm feelings? For some of us, it might feel uncomfortable. That's okay. There might be some resistance. That's okay too. Just keep sending the warm feelings for a little bit longer. And take note of how it feels like to radiate compassion towards somebody who is maybe being self-destructive and destructive to other people. Now, the universe likes to balance things out, so now we have to kind of be ready to receive these same messages about ourselves. So I want you to first off think of one of the things that you've done within whatever time frame. It doesn't have to be a set time frame. Think of one of the things that you're most proud of in your life. That was like the highest level of you living up to your own virtues, what you think is virtuous. And I want you to radiate that same level of warmth and compassion and respect to yourself that you were able to give to those other people. Now, for some of us, that still might be challenging. I know for many people that I've talked to, radiating these feelings can be uncomfortable when we do it towards ourselves. We often neglect ourselves in those areas. So just sit with this for a moment. I'm going to be silent and let you kind of have this chat with yourself, and honor yourself for what you've done. We have one last thing to do here, in terms of this card. And I want you to think of yourself, in an area where you might have some vice, whether it's too much TV, not giving yourself enough self care, whatever it is that you use to escape. We all have our thing. I think that anybody that doesn't, denial must be their thing. But we all have some kind of unhealthy thing that we do to navigate situations. And what I want you to do is radiate warmth and compassion and understanding for yourself, for being human, and for having flaws. I think it's okay to say that some things are flaws, but they're not things that we have to beat ourselves up over. One of the key concepts of this whole practice is to give yourself a break and give yourself more compassion. This is kind of the metta I had talked about earlier. They might do it in a more traditional sense in other practices, but the general thing is seeing yourself in other people, and also trying to radiate the same compassion to yourself that you would to others. Many of the wounds that we suffer are often because we're neglecting to give these things to ourselves. So sit with some self-compassion and some kindness for your own humanness for just a little bit longer. And before we do this next part, what I actually want you to do is literally give yourself a hug, like, and tell yourself good job, and that you're proud of yourself, right? And that might be hard to say and sincerely mean it too, and that's okay. This is called a practice for a reason, right? It takes time. And now the thing that I want you to do is think of one thing, like one intention, one word that you would like to focus on embodying this week. Patience, kindness, mindfulness. Think of that one word, and then visualize what it would feel like. Like, first off, visualize yourself acting out those things, right? Put yourself in a scenario or a scene where you're living that out. And then I want you to feel how it feels to embody those traits and really sit with that. Like, what is the feeling of acting that way or embodying that intention? What is the reward? And sit with that just a little bit longer. Then think of something that you would like to bring into your life, a mystical gift. Would you like to radiate positive energy to people, to lighten people's moods up? Would you like to have better ability at creating boundaries, or emotional shielding if you're an empath? What is the one spiritual gift that you think would benefit you this upcoming week? and imagine what it would feel like to have that ability or to access that power more freely. Who would you help? How would your life be easier with it? How would it be better or enriched? And sit with that just a little bit longer of kind of what it would look like. And then think about how it would feel. And we're going to do one more thing before we do a silent meditation and then transition to the discussion portion. The last thing that I really would ask of you to do before the silent meditation is radiate gratitude and compassion for yourself for taking this period of time on a Sunday evening and sitting and doing this practice and literally giving yourself some compassion and kindness and tenderness and love and attention, right? You created this space for you to do this. And just sit with it just a little bit longer. And with that in mind, we are now going to start a silent 5-minute meditation. Okay, so that was the 5 minutes. Let me stop the recording.